yard, Nativity BVM grade school. This is Rick the Pupppy. This used to be my schoolyard. Matter of fact, right here, somebody tried to tell me something about Santa Claus not existing. Right here in kindergarten. His first name was Chris. I forgot his last name. How dare he ruin my childhood innocence. So right now we're walking in Port Richmond. Here's Rick the Pupppy. Nativity BVM is my old grade school. It's no longer a grade school. It's now a nursing home or a retirement community. Right here, I believe it would have to be right here. This room, one of these rooms was my second grade classroom. Miss Claire was my teacher. And one day we were learning division or something. Cursive handwriting, something they don't even teach no more. And somebody got out of their house, climbed on the roof, and with bolt cutters cut the wire. And the wire, the electric wire, crashed into the school. And I remember Miss Claire had to go to court and testify. It was pretty, I remember it. I guess certain things you don't forget. So I spent the majority of my childhood in this neighborhood, Port Richmond. And I remember as a kid, there was a massive cave-in on Thompson Street in between Thompson and Clearfield and Thompson and Indiana before Stokely Playground. And there was a huge cave-in. Cars went into the sinkhole. Well, anyway, long story short. Oh, Rick the Pupppy hates squirrels. Oh, no. Oh, just run, squirrel. Get out of here. Run for your safety. So the other day, what was that? Was that a bird or a child? Wow, okay. So, about a week ago, oh, that's a child. This street caved in. I don't know if the street eat it. I don't know if the street devoured a car. I don't think it would have. Oh my God. And if you look down there, you can see it's an old Belgian block street, Rick the Pupppy, and they asphalted over it. And then oh, it looks like there was nothing underneath the street. It just gave way. You could see. Hold on, Rick the Pupppy, I'm doing a news report. Stop pulling. There's down in the sinkhole. This is why Jim Gardner never took his dog on news stories. Yeah. I think this is happening all over the city. Especially in Port Richmond and Bridesburg. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just knowing there are streets in my neighborhood where there are giant sinkholes and the city's kind of caving in on itself. We're an old city, and a lot of Port Richmond and Bridesburg, I think, are built on top of water. What is that? There it is. There's the steeple. I don't know if is that a steeple? Because I don't think that is a steeple. I think the church from the steeple is Our Lady Help a Christian has a steeple. This is like a dome. What is this called? Oh, we're going to learn about architecture. If you know what the top of Nativity maybe it is a steeple. Bell tower. Who knows? This is Nativity BVM. This is where I was an altar boy for many years. 6 years I was an altar boy. I didn't like going to church. Going to church was boring. But when you were an altar boy, I found that church isn't boring. Church went by a lot faster. Being part of the show was much better than watching the show. The This is Our Lady Help the Christians. Catholic churches have really goofy names. Our Lady Help the Christians. I remember my friend Jason Herb. This was the German church. All the German people went to Our Lady Help the Christians. And I remember when my friend Jason Herb, who was my next door neighbor when I was like 5, I didn't think he was Catholic for the longest time because he went to Our Lady Help the Christians. Isn't that something? Right here, this income tax place back in the day, back in 1987, this was Northeast Hobby Shop, I think. Was it called the Northeast Hobby Shop? It was a hobby shop. And it shouldn't have been called Northeast Hobby Shop because it's in Port Richmond. Port Richmond is part of the River Wards. So this church is no longer in service. They stopped doing mass here, I feel like about a decade ago. And this is the old parish school. And that's not open right now. There's a lot of former churches in Port Richmond, Kent. Well, not a lot. There are a lot of Catholic churches that are no longer in service in the Philadelphia area. Look at this, Rick the Pupppy. They're building on top of the old casket company. Right here. That's something I noticed that they're doing in a few houses around the area, Rick the Pupppy. They're just building on top of stuff. You know, in London, what they're doing is they can't build higher, so people are digging these like 8-story basements. This is something new too. Wow, don't even recognize the old neighborhood, Rick the Pupppy. This used to be a garage for the longest time, and this used to be an alleyway. And now it's, what is this? This used to be an alleyway that used to get you right to Cedar Street. This was, if you look up there, the signs of yesterday. Casket company. And this is Chatham Street. I remember being a kid on this street. I had friends that lived down here. I actually lived around the corner, not too far from here. And as a kid, you would see trucks lined with caskets. I don't think the casket company's in business anymore. What do you think, Rick the Pupppy? Apartments? Probably. That's what they're doing all around these parts. This is something I see, too, all around the city. There'll be telephone poles that they just cut, and they just let the little part of the telephone pole hang, and they just put another telephone pole next to it. But it supports the weight of that little piece of wood.
Is it Penny?
Yeah, he's a penny.
Right, yeah.
Oh, thank you. You're a pretty little boy, Rick the Pupppy. Come on. You know, I get compliments. Pit bulls aren't a scary breed. Well, I guess some people are scared of pit bulls. But so many people compliment me on Rick the Pupppy and how pretty he looks. It's because he's a pure pit. All right. And this Rick the Pupppy, I don't even recognize the old neighborhood anymore, Rick the Pupppy. This used to be Pathmark. And before it was Pathmark, it was an Acme. Oh, I should have done the job count. I used to work here. Across the street is Toys R Us. I used to work there. How exciting. This is a dirty pile of snow. That's right, Rick the Pupppy. It snowed last month. And now we will be graced with a dirty pile of snow that will sit in this parking lot till probably late March. Although it's supposed to be in the 60s next week. No, Rick the Pupppy, stay away from that pile of dirty snow. How is the snow blacker than the asphalt? I don't know. But it's 5:30 and the sun is still up, and I'm wearing my Crocs. It's early February. We're almost out of the disgusting part of winter. It's not over yet. Don't get happy, as one of my favorite podcaster, Mike O'Mara, says. Don't get happy. We're going to still have, there's going to be another cold day in the future. Don't even recognize the old neighborhood anymore, Rick the Pupppy. These apartment buildings are all new. Just built in the last, 2 years. They're still being built. And all of these new buildings, they're not houses, they're apartments. So you can rent an apartment. Oh, you don't even get a mailbox. Isn't that funny? This is what they do now. You don't get a mailbox. The mailman, he'll drop it off right here. Yeah, these went up pretty fast. For the longest time, this space, Rick the Puppy, it was a vacant lot. And now, can we get to the parking lot this way? Oh, we can. Oh, come here. Come here. Let's check it out. They're still being built on this side. But it comes with parking and rear entry. Huh. You got a little dumpster. It's not bad. Oh, look at this, Rick the Puppy. You have a little park benches with the rockers. A little dog park over here. I wonder what they go for. If anybody knows what the apartments are going for here at Goal, what's this, Ontario? Right next to Samuel's Playground. Right next to the old Toys R Us. Yeah, these are the houses they're still renovating. This parking lot was just completed recently. Look, see, they got to put in the rusty steps. They didn't put in, see, they got these rusty steps. The new Samuel's Playground. This is a playground. When I was a kid, I played baseball in this field. This was probably my home field. And there's this thing in Philadelphia. It's called the soda tax. And one of the things they're doing with the soda tax is they're funding kindergarten or kids going to school before kindergarten, pre-K, I think it's called. And another part of that soda tax money is going into renovating playgrounds. And Samuel's, this is Samuel's Playground. It's got a pretty decent renovation, new basketball courts. And they did a thing where they made the basketball court like a soccer, like you can play soccer at the basketball court too. So that's exciting. Right now they're being used as basketball courts. So, and then even the playground got to renovate it. They have new slides, and all across the city they're installing those large swing chairs. And what they're for is for kids who are disabled. It's a chair for them to get into, and that's pretty cool. They're all around the city. I think we're going to try to get one of those swings in every playground. Well, that's our little walk around Port Richmond. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. And if you like it, give me a subscribe. Hey, Rick the Puppy. Rick the Puppy. Rick the Puppy, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, Rick the Puppy. Oh, thank you, Rick the Puppy. Make sure you hit like it, subscribe, and I'll say with you later. You're not kissing me in the mouth, Rick the Puppy.